I want everyone in this room to understand one thing. It's going to take balls to walk in the room. But when you walk in the room, it's going to take brains to remain in there. Because the people who are stuck in the room are very brainy. And if you're not smart and intelligent at the same time, they'll kick you out of the room. So that's what I have. I have the balls and I have the brains to enter the political sector. And when I'm there, I will choose from who I like. I will choose whether anybody is welcome, whether you're NDC, MPP, as long as you fit for the job, you're ready to come. But the first, let me take the mantle. Once I take it and I'm holding it in my hand, that's when you see the kind of man I am. That's when you feel the power in me. You know, he who that think for people would always inherit the fortune of this planet. You know, I told somebody yesterday, and I don't know how I came up with this word, but I want you to keep it with you, that the only time you truly learn is when you're wrong. Okay? Everything else you're studying, but the only time you truly learn something that you probably didn't know is when you're wrong. The question is, how many of us accept our wrongness? So you see, when you're looking at it from the top and it's triggering to the bottom, people like to invest in great ideas. Why haven't we turned our football teams to great ideas? And what I'm sharing with everybody in this room, when you have industrial mind, is because you're thinking globally. I would industrialize our football teams as well. Because if we are not able to create anything like a continental premiership that will enter the FIFA system for people to be able to view us in China, in India, then we're not part of the game. I am trying to make sure you produce the cocoa into the seed that becomes powdered chocolate, cocoa butter, so you can sell around the world. It's the same thing I will be thinking of when it comes to sport. How to nurture the teams and let them become continentally known. So China would want to find out about some Kotoko team in Ghana, but they're showing it in Nigeria, they're showing it in Algeria, they're showing it in Miami. That's where we need to go industrial with everything, and then it solves the problem. Trust me, people, industrialize your mind. Even if you don't see industrialization occurring anytime from tomorrow, start industrializing your mind.
Clothing not worth our dignity, a trade where many lost their origins. They claimed they were missionaries, spreading the gospel of Christ, or should I rather say, a message of deception rather than truth, a message of war rather than peace, a message of captivity rather than freedom. They brought forth education. Gradually, the shackles are falling off the elites. Raising up high our flag, the big six arose, marching onward to forever freedom. Resilient, relentless, spearheaded by our very own Dr. Kwame of blessed memory, yet the dawn of development. Peace is here, justice is here, freedom is here. A government where transparency and accountability is assured, where our people's needs are put forth up against our own selfish interests, our coffers to the state and not to an individual. So this is Ghana Month. Let us embrace the new force. Why don't we give the youth the chance? Those who have learned from our forefathers' mistakes, those who are abreast with every piece of knowledge and wisdom, energetic to carry the woes of our country on their shoulders. Why don't we trust our younger generations? Not anymore to say. Let it not only be the gray hairs, but let it be a young man whose visions are not blurred, but bright and clear. Let us embrace the new force. Thank you.
And opportunities only slip into the hands of the elite. Our aspirations remain in the state of dormancy. We are the youth, forced to surrender before this system's might. surrender before it's even night, surrender at the feet of reality, forced to abdicate our ambitions, to seek permission, to strive, to stay alive. In this system, dreams are but mere fantasies, creating fountains of futile expectations. So do not blame us for drowning in a system that flatters our dreams. In this system, the poor continue to be poor, while the rich get richer. In this system, you need a uniform to survive. You need a uniform to survive. You need to fight despite your fright and fly without wings to survive. In this system, I'll say it again, dreams are but mere fantasies.
People contesting for 20 of a party ticket. If you become president, how are you going to select ministers? And how will you work? How do you work? What? How can you sabotage if you select ministers from other political parties? And lastly, how will you alter the constitution?
Okay, thank you. I think I'll answer you quickly so the next person can ask your question. So first of all, there is nobody who has become successful, rich, wealthy, and they already had a blueprint or a design for the house they were going to build if they got money. You know, great thinker don't think like that. They think about how they're going to create the wealth first. But when they create the wealth, they're going to be open to the world. You're going to have 100 different types of designers, architects, all of the people to choose from. How many of you have seen like a star when they come out of a place? There's so many people trying to take pictures or interact with them. You see, you have choices when you're successful. First of all, the first important thing that you need to do is how do you get there? Because you know, I want everyone in this room to understand one thing. It's going to take balls to walk in the room. But when you walk in the room, it's going to take brains to remain in there. Because the people who are stuck in the room are very brainy. And if you're not smart and intelligent at the same time, they'll kick you out of the room. So that's what I have. I have the balls and I have the brains to enter the political sector. And when I'm there, I will choose from who I like. I will choose whether anybody is welcome, whether you're NDC, MPP, as long as you fit for the job, you're ready to come. But the first, let me take the mantle. Once I take it and I'm holding it in my hand, that's when you see the kind of man I am. That's when you feel the power in me. And then there was the last thing that you said. You asked me if I'm going to change the constitution. I am not going to change the constitution. Changes does not happen overnight. I am going to start by reviewing the constitution and adjusting it so it's suitable for all of us. Thank you. Prosper is trying to find out how would my constitution not become a violent, reviewing the constitution will not become, you know, a violent demonstration that can affect the nation. And of course, anyone that wants to review a constitution for the sake of the people and for the sake of the country have the people's interest at heart. And therefore, he's not taking the decision for his own interest. He's taking the decision to the constitution to make the people's life become better. And so that, Prosper, will not happen. Okay? We want to do things peaceful. You know, we want to be peaceful and we want to be very vigilant, but at the same time, we have to be astute and we have to look into things. It's fairness. I believe with my political ambition, although I'm not a politician, but as a leader, I believe in equity, equality, and empowerment. The triple E. Okay, equity, equality, and empowerment. So everything we're going to do will revolve around these three things. Thank you.
My question is 7 to 8 billion in the hand of both houses, if I get it right. How do you think this amount of money in our resources remain undiscovered? And how can it be done?
Thank you. Thank you, Cyril. Second one.
And my second question is, as a Botarian individual, some individuals in voter ID say independent of voter. What is your say on this?
But here's how I'll make sure the 78 billion is attained and is remained. First of all, I think it belongs to the Voltarians. So if we're going to do anything, we're not going to do it as the current institutions of our country are dealing with the foreign entities by introducing them to concessions in the regions and not making the regional local content to be a part of it. We want the local content to be the owners, the manufacturers, the producers, because we want that skill set to remain in the country. We don't want people to come in, put their plant, and if it's a Chinese company, they bring 20 Chinese men that know the main thing, and then hire 100 working men that don't know anything. And when they dissolve their machine and they go, you still don't know what cocoa can do. I would rather that so it's owned by the government with the private sector. The government's share could be national capital. The private sector share could be two things. It could be self-fund capital, one, and then the second thing could be the skills as well. So now this will circulate in the Volta region, meaning that by the end of the year, if that so-called titanium or methanol or ethanol is turned around here, the money circulates here. Whether you're going to Ministry of Energy or Ministry of whatever, the business is here because this is where the plant will be and this is where the jobs will be. And the people who are working within the plants are the people who are creating the wealth. The people who are trading the mineral are the same people who are from here. So we don't want to sell and give our things to outside anymore. We want to do it ourselves. Thank you.
How are you going to involve people with disability in your politics? Because we are part of the constitution. I realize that Ghana has a law that in every constitution, in every community or place of job with disability must be there for 5 things. Now we don't see the effect of the law. How put that into order for it to be an advantage for us? Thank you.
You know, and one of them is called One Leg. He has a tricycle Uber business, you know, and became very successful. So before even getting into the government, it's been in my interest to help the disability world, environment, entire process. As normal people. Okay, this is some of it plain. Now, when it comes to sports, I think the likes of Chelsea and Manchester United and all of this. Yeah, wait. It's taking so much from us. I'm telling you something. You know, I already told you, FIFA is the biggest media in the world, and some of FIFA's signed clients is Manchester United or Chelsea, and some of Manchester or Chelsea's fans that makes them the money is probably most of the people in this building and outside this building and all around the world. So you see, when you're looking at it from the top and it's triggering to the bottom, people like to invest in great ideas. Why haven't we turned our football teams to great ideas. And what I'm sharing with everybody in this room, when you have industrial mind, is because you're thinking globally. I would industrialize our football teams as well. Because if we are not able to create anything like a continental premiership that will enter the FIFA system for people to be able to view us in China, in India, then we're not part of the game. I am trying to make sure you produce the cocoa into the seed that becomes powdered chocolate, cocoa butter, so you can sell around the world. It's the same thing I will be thinking of when it comes to sport. How to nurture the teams and let them become continentally known. So China would want to find out about some Kotoko team in Ghana, but they're showing it in Nigeria, they're showing it in Algeria, they're showing it in Miami. That's where we need to go industrial with everything, and then it solves the problem. Trust me, people, industrialize your mind. Even if you don't see industrialization occurring anytime from tomorrow, start industrializing your mind. That is the best way. The best way, even to industrialize your mind right now, you apply economy of scale to the little money you're holding. It's very important, and we were not raised like that. So I want to encourage all of you to go into that thinking, to go into that world and prepare for the revolution. Thank you.
And I would like to ask you, how will we solve our accessibility issues? And when I say accessibility issues, it's about education, not only mobility, education, having access to our mobility gadgets, and transportation, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so when you think about your people and not your party, it impacts your town planning, your city development. So in Europe, they are not thinking about a party. When you go to Dubai, the sheikh is not thinking about any party because he's probably not leaving the chair in 2 years. He thinks about the nation and the country. When you think like that, all of these things becomes part of the city master plan development. The only reason why you're lacking this is because people who are standing for only the party and their interests have become the position that they want to be in, they invest every money in that particular thing. And therefore, you and me, we're not in the equation. I am here to be in the equation of your concerns, your needs. So I will be looking for people that can help me to develop the country, to make it at least a second class to a first class country from a third world country. Thank you. Let's start with the first one. What am I doing for Africa so they don't run out of food? Okay, but you mentioned agriculture. There is the agric and there is the culture. Okay, in case they didn't tell you that in school. There is agro processing. And when you start the processing, it comes with the culture. The culture is the packaging. The culture is the recipes. How you add one thing to another and package it and sell it. What we're doing right now is strictly agric, farming. So we are not into the processing of our product. And the processing is industrialization. That's all. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're lacking as a country. When you acquire a plant and you find a source of energy and put it in one location, and then you put either cocoa seed or cassava in it, and it grinds it, it grabs it, it squeezes it, it takes the water out to be starch, then it takes the aftermath to be gari, then it takes this one to be something. That is, you're industrializing the product. So that's what we're not doing. How stupid can we be as a continent in 2024 to still be importing food from outside to eat when we have the most vastest of land to plant the food? and to actually process it. Come on, when you think about it, it looks like we're not thinking as a nation. We want people to go and take our cocoa and go and turn it into something. Take our cassava, go and turn it into something and bring it. They take our gold, they go and polish it and come back and sell it. They take your oil, they go and refine it, come back and sell it to you. Come on. If it's your leaders who are sitting down watching that to be done to you, I'm sorry, you're not being led. Yes, you're not being led. You're more or less blind. You don't know where you're going. You're going to be hopeless. This is very simple. That the Chinese can do that job for us. Instead of bringing them to invade us, they should work for us. That's what freedom does. I will let you work for me. I will bring you from outside and you will work as hard as my black person is working as hard in your country. I will do the same thing. And I will not import the food. I would export the food to you. This is the kind of leadership you need, with or without me. That's how you need to think. You know, you need to bottle whatever they are throwing on you, bottle it back, sell it to the person and let them drink. That's how life should be. If we don't do that, we're going to go into starvation and we're going to go back into slavery. And I'll give you an example. Ghana is running out of cocoa. You know why? Because the Chinese have started taking our cocoa and then they started cloning the seed and injecting it. And now when you plant the cocoa, once it dies. And so now, all of a sudden, China is producing cocoa. How? And cassava. And your leaders are sitting there watching them. And you think you have a future. Your cocoa, God gave it to you. Your gold that God gave it to you is on your land. You sat there for someone to come and take it out and come and tell you how to eat it or how to use it. Now he's killing it and he's keeping the actual copy that God gave you. And he's giving you a clone to plant. And you are saying that I'm in the university and I'm acquiring a degree to something agriculture. Please, get with the home sense. Get some wisdom and some knowledge and some courage and stand up and save your nation. You know, let's not be talking all this big English and big words thinking that that is the main thing that will save us. It will not feed us. Let's face the reality. Please. You asked the second one about the capital for the youth and investing in them. It's just very important to have funding. We always wait for aid, and it's not the right way. We can create our own fund. We can do crowdfunding. We can do reserves funding, capital funding, a lot of types of funding. And it can come from amongst ourselves. If we decide to do Farmers Association funding, and they decide it's 1 million of them, and they're putting 10 cities every month, that is 10 million cities every month. In 1 year, it's 120 million cities. There is no processing plant that you can't put in 2 regions. And if that is an association, within a year, that money will become maybe 500 million in returns. We are refusing to use our minds like investors and developers. We're just trying to sit like workers and beggars. Please, I beg your pardon. Like I said, I came here to give you hope. Get up inside your spirit. Get up and make a change. Think big. Dream big. You're going to dream anyway. So you have nothing to lose. And you need to think anyway. So think hard. Making money today is hard thinking. It's not hard working. Thank you.
My name is Kofi.
Yes, Kofi.
Yes.
Kofi, oh yes, Kofi.
There is a practice currently that threatens our very existence. And also there is a practice that threatens our very existence today. It also threatens our family values as a people of this country. On the back of that, a law has been passed
the human sexual rights in family planning bill 2024 has been passed, and it's yet to be attended by the president to make it a law here in our country. What is your view of that law to prescribe such practices here in our country? And what do you also make of the nuclear power play? What do you also make of the nuclear power play between the executives and the legislative arms of government coming on the back of that bill, and how do we address such power plays?
Kofi, I just want to ask Kofi a question back. So I went to no, you can hold it. I went to a radio station this morning when I came to Ho, and he, funny enough, was the presenter. So I don't know why he chose this place to come and ask me this question when he asked me 18 questions within 35 minutes. He was asking, I thought he was speaking tongues. So why didn't you ask this question? I mean, that a lot of people would have heard that answer than here. Why didn't you? Were you sent? You were sent. You were not sent. Because of the limit. So it was the last one. But I thought you said in your question it's very important for the nation. So how could that be the last important question you asked? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to answer Kofi's question for him. Although, like we said, we can skip that. But look, do we all have mothers here? Do we all have fathers here? That's our culture. We were born by a man and a woman. And that's the way we should grow up. If somebody keeps telling you about this, why don't you think, why is it that all of a sudden, when I go to Volta, they're asking me the same question? I go to Bekwai, they're asking me the same question. I go to Kumasi, they're asking me this. Everywhere I go, what do you think they're doing? They're educating you. They are educating you about it and our children about it. But you know, the reason why I'm answering this question is because I have somehow determined some of the stupidities that stipulate within our own constitution that regulates our country's governance. If this is what the parliament is spending their time about when we are hungry, when our economy is crashed, when we don't have jobs, and then you do so good, and you are thinking about a Western culture. This culture is in the Western world. You know, some young child will grow up and they see that my mother is a man, my father is a man. That is some miracle. It's not us. We don't know. So I don't personally believe in these things, and I think we have taken it upon ourselves because someone is convincing and influencing us to talk about it. I mean, I made one example on one of the radio stations when they asked me this question. And I chose the Vice President of America, Kamala Harris. Now, this woman came to Ghana, and I thought she was coming to talk about our financial issues because at that time we were in serious crisis. But she came to talk about LGBTQ. And when she was talking about it, her husband was standing beside her. Do you know how much of an insult that is? It's like that American whatever lady that she claims to be partly black. It's like she sees us as monkeys. To come all the way to Africa and telling us to pass a law when she is not practicing that law. And nothing to do with that. So for me, I would advise you that let's not make consciousness out of this. Let's really face the current realities, the obstacles, the issues of our country. Let's worry about the people without jobs, the children without hope, the graduates without businesses, the money that is becoming valueless, our children that are becoming hopeless. And let's stop branding the Western culture. You see, our politics is westernized. Our educational curriculum is westernized. You see, everything is westernized. And now we are all becoming democratized because we're looking at someone's governance, someone's clothes, someone's words. We think you're best if you speak the best of English. You know, everything is about the Western. Come on, we are Africans, we are black people. We come from Ghana, Nigeria, and we have mothers and fathers, and let's respect that, period. Thank you. I'd like to take one question now because there are a lot of people.
I will concentrate much on the technical universities because in Ghana the concentration is on the traditional universities. But the economic side, we are doing the practical work, but we suffer when it comes to searching for jobs. So let's assume like you might not let's assume you are president.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in remembering we the technical universities? And the second one was about climate change. We are all talking about climate change here and there. So what are some of the things that you do to minimize the climate? Because there's a problem in the north, the south, and the west.
Thank you. All right. So I will start by answering the second question. I don't worry much about climate. Why don't I? Because we're so used to a lot of things. You know, I don't see recession in our country. There is no such thing as credit crunch. We've been broke for so many decades. We can't even feel it. We only want something to eat now. So some of the things, our body is already adapted and used to it. That is the Western that they're so scared that, you know, there's tsunami coming, there's tornado coming, there is something coming. Yes, I don't know what they have gone to take over. Whether it's people's gold or whatever, so they're running away from something. Climate, something is coming. Please, it's minus us. God sometimes get angry with us. He rain on us, the whole place will flood. And then give it 2 days, everything dry again. It's gone. We survive. We don't even have the machines to suck the water from the floodness. It's just, we survive. We're survivors. So I wouldn't go and put so much investment in that area. Instead, I will put investment in the area that will help your first question. Technical schools. Technical schools. Your savior is industrialization. The only reason why you're not getting jobs is because there are no technical platforms in the country. Okay? How many factories and inventions are you seeing? Okay? How many carpenters do you know that is supplying African shops? Okay? You don't understand that you are educating yourself into an industry that there is no platform or foundation for in your country. So the jobs are very little. If you find a carpenter, it's them and their family and maybe 2 more people. They do maybe 18 chairs in the whole year, meaning that they barely do 1 full furniture in a month. That is very small compared to a 33 million population. Unless you industrialize things, all of you, after your education, you would be even working part-time before you finish. And that's the answer. I think that for the technical schools, once we start to put plants, this, processes, all of these things, then they will now really educate you about these things more. Because they're probably educating you about things that all the machines are in China and Germany. And how are you going to do it? You just get a degree and you hold it for some time. There is nothing that is on the ground that can be related to what you have a degree for. If someone is doing that to you, I'm sorry, they are also taking the fees from your mother and your father, and then after you're not going to get any job. So let's change. Let's go into industrialization, and all of these things will be rubbed up. Please go on. Thank you. What did he say? What did he say? I didn't hear.
As a person, I want to ask you this question. What can I do to help you when you become the president of Ghana?
Oh, you're waiting for me to become president before you help me.
So already the president, what can I do to help you? That's my
Okay.
question.
Once I become a president, it's more my responsibility to help you than you to help me. But before I become a president, it's more of your choice to think about what favor, what contribution, or what support you can give me, and that is help. Thank you.
Yeah, he's God. My name is Kwame. My question is, you said business or industries all over Western Ghana. And we know that supervision will help enforce what? Because you alone cannot do the work. You need supervision. So if in the Ghana we are now, all the people are corrupted. Will you keep quiet? The people are corrupted.
Should he keep quiet again? Or you should speak? All right.
If you find out that someone you put as a leader, when you are not there, is not doing what you're supposed to do to that person.
Okay.
In order to eliminate the corruption. And then my second question.
No. Only one question. I have 3 more people, and okay, thank you. Well, let me just give you guys the chance and to have one question because of the time. I think it's fair. I have 3 people left, but you know, my shirt is soaking wet. I'm here for you. And so even if I have to stay here for the next 30 minutes answering your question, I have to find a way. But I'm sure you also want me to drink some water, right? Yes. So the gentleman's question that he asked me, maybe, was it, he left already? Lost of thought. What did he say again? Yes, what would they do? Yes, we got it. What would I do if the people don't do what they're supposed to do when I put them in position? What do you do when you miss the target? Sack, replace. That's why there are a lot of us. You know, if God was going to make us all live forever, the world would be full. So when he gives you time and you use it, after some time, he takes you off and he replaces you. When sometimes you're not using your time right, when you become a criminal, he can take your freedom away and put you in prison for life. You know, when you try to marry 2, when you don't have the money to marry 2, or you have money but you want to be greedy, all the money can go and the 2 women to will sack you because you become useless. So it's important that we always become courageous enough to take the right decisions when the wrong things are being done. Please.
Thank you very much. My name is
I only had 4 questions left. So the rest.
Only 4 questions left, please. He's been standing for over 45 minutes.
But all this time, what were you doing, ladies?
So please,
Wait.
only 4 questions left.
No. I want to deal with these ladies in the corner here. I'm asking you, ladies, all this time. Some of you are wearing glasses. Some of you are cutting cornrows. Everything. You were posing. You didn't come. You posed. You're telling me. There was a long queue. All right. So, take a question from here. You don't need to join. one, and then I'll take 3 or 4. Yeah, 4. So 3 from here, 1 from here.
Thank you very much. My name is Richard.
All right, all right.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity, and we pray your dream comes true. Now, my problem is aviation, the aviation sector. What is your plan for the aviation sector? One,
You have to ask me a question. Just ask me a question.
what is your plan for the aviation sector? In bringing a national career, and 2, a school for people who want to pursue courses in piloting.
All right, thank you. In aviation, I don't want to say I'm just interested in investing in piloting. I'm very interested in investing in astronauts. Hello, are you guys here? I am interested in investing also in astronauts because it's time that we also go to the space. We need to find out what is going on. We need to go and put some switches there, and we need to have our own telecommunication tower and power. Again, industrialization on a different level. That is what I think I want to take aviation to. Okay, we just don't have to remain on trying to revive Ghana Airways, that people will be doing favors with it. Let's take it to a different level, and there will be different class of pilots. Thank you. I am very, very close to tired. So let's hurry up. You got 2 more and 1 here. And then the rest, the next university, or once you join the new force, we have a questionnaire platform. And almost every week I will be coming, or through the main lines, most questions will be answered. But
when elected.
okay, thank you. Thank you. What's your name? Forgive. You're forgiven for asking this question. You're forgiven because you don't know that I am the new IMF. I am the one. You don't need to borrow money anymore. I will borrow you the money. Yes. I have just shared amount of knowledge with you in this place that can never be measured or priced. So we don't even need a white man to tell us what to do anymore. I am your new IMF. Thank you. Last one. Hey, put the mic close to your mouth.
Now, when I say invest, I don't mean you have a lot of but your everybody could be said that there is not much about and now here is this right here. So we have you are by the mainly health. So it's important that 10 years from now, people will come to go by here and they will not be their savings. They will come to all their solutions, all their because without here, they have to have for someone and they are just
All right, thank you. So again, I think I'm answering everyone's question because everybody is going in circles with industrial. Health is going to be industrialized, okay? If you create medicine in your country, and you put the dosage and you do the research, you understand what industrialization really means. You're going to miss some petrochemicals with that medicine. You're going to miss some herbal with that medicine. You're going to do a lot of things and dosage it and package it and sell it worldwide. So very interesting that will happen once we go into industrialization. Thank you very much. Let me ask the ladies quickly. And you gave, Antisan and Bana Mutia. Mutnya the question back boom. And the masma Beman is home baby sa. Nanka Ayesika, me person huni and kobabeje. I want to know, if it was money, would they send you? Today you have taken a t-shirt from me from somewhere. Well, you were not in the market? Okay. I thought you were with a woman in the market. Oh, is this woman? Okay, sorry. All right, go on.
A student from Holy Spirit College of Education. And as a young teacher abroad, I'm seeing the conditions and work of teachers in the country. What plans do you have in general to improve the condition of work of service of the teachers? And then what infrastructure development can we put in place to develop the education setting as a whole? Thank you. Thank you very much.
So first of all, I think teachers should have a middle income salary. Okay? If you want to educate your nation properly, please make sure the teachers are okay. So I think we need to look at that side properly, but also the educational facility itself. We need to look at it by educating people to become more of industrialists, entrepreneurs, visionaries, leaders, and not workers. Because it makes the teachers not so useful for the curriculum if they have to teach them only to become staffs. So I think it's one of the things that in our policy we want to introduce, how to build entrepreneurs. I go by the name Nana Kwame Bediako, and I want to thank you very much this moment for doing my listening tour with me. But I realized one thing. Out of the 23 questions that I have taken in this spot right now, and don't ask me how I was counting. I'm very good at numbers, and I'm very good with words too. I realized that people asked questions about their faculties, about the country, what's about presidency, but you were not so worried about the exact opportunity that is going to come out of this region, except for one person called Cyril, who asked me a question about how these minerals will be tapped into and how that money will circulate. So I'm just saying this because I want you to keep an eye in the area you belong to. That's your world. Even some of you are not from Ho. You only came to school here. But you're better off remembering that you spent 10% or 12% of your life in this area. So you're used to this area, and this area will therefore owe you something. Your equity is here. Okay? Your equity is here. Somebody help me say that. My equity is here.
My equity is here.
Yes, so you have Ghana as a whole, as your country. That country you belong to. But you have Ho as a terrain that you invested in. You spend time here. You put your energy here. And you believe in this place. You believe in the school you're going to. That's why you're here. Please, make sure you make something out of this space, out of the network, out of the people you're in the same university with. They're going to become some of your best partners soon. You don't know. They're not just supposed to be your friends. Your network is your net worth. And I wanna end this conversation by adding to what my dear friend said, that this is the only year I think you should not sell your thumb, but you should also not lose the opportunity of using your thumb. This is a year that our lives can change and start going towards our plan. This is a year that every one of you will be entitled to vote. And don't let anybody trade your soul with money just because they think your thumb is important to what you're doing. I need you to become a true voter for a true reason why you want to change, why you think you should have a say in the rest of the years that you have on this earth. This is the country that your voice counts and your thumb counts. So I would like to encourage all of you that take a decision. Not only that man who is in front of the t-shirt you're wearing or standing in front of you, but take a good decision that you will be accountable and responsible for that decision, because for the next 8 years, that decision, for the next 8 years, this decision will determine where you're going in life, and you need to be part of it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Gunpowder, pieces of clothing and guns. Clothing not worth our dignity. A trade where many lost their origins. They claimed they were missionaries, spreading the gospel of Christ, or should I rather say, a message of deception rather than truth. A message of war rather than peace. A message of captivity rather than freedom. They brought forth education. Gradually, the shackles are falling off the elites. Raising up high our flag, the big six arose, marching onward to forever freedom. Resilient, relentless, spearheaded by our very own Dr. Kwame of blessed memory, yet the dawn of development. Peace is here, justice is here, freedom is here. A government where transparency and accountability is assured, where our people's needs are put forth up against our own selfish interests, our coffers to the state and not to an individual. So this is Ghana Month. Let us embrace the new force. Why don't we give the youth the chance? Those who have learned from our forefathers' mistakes, those who are abreast with every piece of knowledge and wisdom, energetic to carry the woes of our country on their shoulders. Why don't we trust our younger generations? Not anymore to say. Let it not only be the gray hairs, but let it be a young man whose visions are not blurred, but bright and clear. Let us embrace the new force. Thank you.
Thank you. The title of my poem proper is A Being of Hope. Yeah. Where I stand, to dream is to be privileged. Where we come from, hope is a currency for a select few. And to achieve takes not a matter of skills or talent, but protocol, network, connections. We are treated like prodigals facing a system too cruel to trust. Where we come from, our words hold no weight, so we wait to be heard till we speak no more. Our voices are like a single grain of sand in the palms of the desert. Our dreams are like withered flowers wilted by the scorching sun of this system of corruption, of our country's deception and deceit. We are the youth. We are the future, yet we are caught in this system's web where opportunities hold no essence and opportunities only slip into the hands of the elite. Our aspirations remain in the state of dormancy. We are the youth, forced to surrender before this system's might, surrender before it's even night, surrender at the feet of reality, forced to abdicate our ambitions, to seek permission, to strive, to stay alive. In this system, dreams are but mere fantasies, creating fountains of futile expectations. So do not blame us for drowning in a system that floods our dreams. In this system, the poor continue to be poor, while the rich get richer. In this system, you need a uniform to survive. You need a uniform to survive. You need to fight despite your fright and fly without wings to survive. In this system, I'll say it again, dreams are but mere fantasies, creating fountains of futile expectations. But do not blame us for drowning in a system that floods our dreams. Our nationality keeps us frowning. Our country has made our dreams seeds on unfertile ground with no promise of growth, loathed by a system whose priority is to constrict, not liberate. But what good a ship without its captain? What good a book without its author? What good are the youth without its country's helping hand? And what good is my country without the youth's potential? Thank you.
The amazing young people that you are seeing here, want to appreciate you for coming. They always say, Cheddar here is hard to see you, but by God's grace, you've made their dream come true to see you in person. They have been on my neck. I want to Cheddar coming to vote, but with the special grace of God today you are here. I want to give this little token as an appreciation to you. Thank you for coming in and thinking about the young people of Volta region. And we strongly believe that with you, some of the things that we're looking forward to having in Ghana, we feel it's possible. So I want to say a very big thank you to you. And also the one behind the song that was presented from Volta region, that's the artist over there, Isla.